Okay, guys, we've done it. Small victories, but we're over 100 subscribers on the channel. So, super cool. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We're down here in the basement. I built this room, and I want to take you on a tour of the actual room where everything is, because there's lots going on. And I think this video will be just kind of an overview of the room in general and everything that's possible in here for us to get into. So, let's go. Check this out. So I built this room. It's in an unfinished basement for the most part. Lots of stuff around that doesn't deserve to be in the room yet, but it eventually will once it's finished and built and everything. But peep this. You come around the corner. All like that. So that's the full collection you guys have seen a lot of. That's the main shelving. It's like 3 different of those computer shelves you can get to keep everything cool, keep electronics cool when you're doing computer stuff. But they look nice for RC shelves. Starting around the room this way, though, right around the corner, under the dartboard, we get, of course, a laptop running Red RC, because you got to know what's the newest thing. You always have to know. Drone stuff, as you know, anyone who knows me knows I'm into all kinds of things. So drones, goggles. This is the vinyl cutter. Make your own graphics. We can get into some of that. Flip over here to the hope it doesn't blow up my house stuff. This is where I charge batteries for planes, drones, cars. This is got a little power supply in there, and that's where that all happens. Go blue. Then the general car shelves. Triple XT. That's what my son runs. He runs it with the Spectrum radio. Should be good to go for getting started. If you're an 80s kid like me, of course. Gotta have the Rough Riders and Stompers. That's how you got into fixing and being somebody who's into gadgets and into taking things apart and seeing how they work. That's where it all started. For scale, you can see it next to a Micro T. It's kind of neat. Just fun stuff. Got my Double X runner. More and more, there's vintage classes popping up all over the place, so it's cool to run the I love running vintage cars, of course, but someday make it to the Nationals, make it to the Vonats. But that's what I run most of the time when there's a vintage class. I haven't dared yet to run like a Pro SC or something LRM based yet, but you can. Double XT, big brother. This car's pretty clean. Fresh chassis. Pretty clean car. Nothing special. Not like a Graphite Plus or anything, but my first touring car, Yokomo YR4. Loved it. Oh, so good. Put some bearings in it, run it. Parking lot racing. Such a ball. This Mugen MX or MR. Oh, I can't remember. It was not mine. My buddy's car, actually. He had this car. Shoot, drawing a blank. I'll have to get back on that. I'll post in the comments what that is. MBX4, I think. Actually, yeah, MBX4. Pretty modded. It was fun. We all had 8-scale buggies. Used to play around in parking lots and everything. Kyosho Double Dare. Not like a giant fan of the car. I don't have it because I always wanted one. I have this because it showed up on Craigslist one day for $120 or something, and with a box, unpainted body. I thought, dude, I'll pick that up and maybe flip it. You know, that's a good eBay flip. That's what I'm thinking. Displays well, so keep it around on the shelves. Oh, Optima Mid. Come on. So good. Buddy had one when we were kids. That was the fastest car I'd ever seen run around. It was so cool. Pretty awesome car. Had to have one for the collection. Oh, yep, that's Homer. Homer races RC too. He won't tell you, but he races RC. Man, just current buggies, 22.4, original 22.4.1, if you will. Original car, great car. Basically a double X4 2.0, that's what we all used to call it. Another body in the Kimwell scheme for the 22.4. Predecessor, triple X4. This car is pretty nice. This car is, thought about getting it out and running it again. Pretty cool rig. I don't know. Cool car. They kind of ran funny. Maybe make a good flat track car, or a turf car maybe. I don't know about clay. Maybe clay. Definitely not real rough, loamy stuff. That wouldn't work. The main shelf of the collection, surrounded by a caliber radio. You've seen the review on the JRX 2. This is JRX T. We'll get into this one too in an in-depth review, but super clean build. Chassis is just about perfect. On the bottom, it's not as perfect. It's not actually mint. It's been run, but very little. Usually you'd have little lines there where the battery cells touch the chassis. This car built really clean. New tires, new wheels, all that. Get the body back on there. Real cool stuff on that shelf. Vintage RC. I don't know if you've seen any of these parts on eBay. This guy's selling under Vintage RC name. Super cool stuff. Real good grade carbon. Real fine grade carbon. Would make a sweet build if you're doing a runner of a JRX 2. He does these towers for JRX Pro, JRX 2. Anything that had the carbon towers or the fiberglass towers, whichever they were. He's doing builds for, doing parts for all those cars to do a really nice build. This is a re kit, not an OG of course, but had to have one of these. This is a no-brainer. Built it up. It's never run. Just gonna be a shelf queen, I'm sure. JRX Pro, original, mint, unrun. This was scored by a buddy of mine. Bought it off eBay at a pretty good price a couple years back, and real cool. He said, you know what? This car needs to be here. He's been over here quite a bit. We are both collectors. He's a bigger Associated guy than I, and I'm a bigger Losi guy. And he said, this car needs to be here, so I bought it off him. So real cool. Shout out to Dell. That's a shout out to Dell. Also a re kit, the RC10 original gold buggy. Man, I can't say enough about anyone who raced this vehicle with that transmission. It was hard to build. I can't imagine it being your first kit or even 10th kit. I built this car, I was looking at my list of cars I've built, 127th car I built according to my list. And I struggled to build that transmission smooth. I couldn't imagine being a kid trying to run that car. It's wow. So pretty neat. It was cool to do it, but that's my main take on that. That's mint, of course. No sense in running that. Just build it for the shelf. We go into the Junior series, Junior T, Junior 2. The Junior T is mint, perfect car. Bought it kind of half built off eBay a while back. I will paint the body soon, but pretty cool car there. The Junior 2 is a rebuild. It's pretty clean. The box I bought just box only off eBay. It was a nice unfaded box there. Couple vintage motors. Trying to stay out of the light here. Trying to collect all the Losi motors. I have a lot of them, but I think there's more. This company, this pretty puny, sissy little wimpy motor, they also were the same company that did Gonzo batteries, which I believe were out of Michigan, and the plant burned down or something. I heard a rumor of that. This was all like early 90s stuff. Pretty cool. Neat. LXT. This in here is the retrofit trans kit. You could get these. This is for the truck ratio. They had a buggy one as well. It's the gray case, the gray trans case. I think I have one in my Pro SE. This kit has the LRM trans, but this would update it to a XX base trans. Cool car. This car's mint. Bought it mostly built off of eBay years ago. Box and all. Really sweet. I am looking forward to painting that and getting that box art done. That'll be cool. Maybe we'll do a tutorial on that. BMW Tamiya kit. Did a little bit of Tamiya racing, on-road racing, TCS stuff. Did one race actually. Had this kit. Had that kit, the CLK pinstripe sticker kit, and won Best of Show TLO won this award by painting that car. It's pretty neat. You get an award for painting from Tamiya, that's saying something. I'm proud of that. That's pretty cool. The BMW kit I painted as well. Neat car, but I never ran it. It's just kind of I just always liked the M3s. This here, awesome Craigslist find. $160 Craigslist with box, built 65%. Incredible. This body is off that JRX, no, sorry, the XX Runner from earlier in the video. I can't even get the wing off. This car's mint. It's completely mint. It's perfect. That motor plate, I'm sure that's $100 part. You cannot find those. That's the actual box motor plate. Cool rig. Cool car. That was a no-brainer a couple years ago. This is a nice build out on a XXX Kinwald. I believe it's the car. It's that car. It's the first generation XXX Kinwald, not the second generation with BK2. It's not that car. Overall, a first gen car. Front wing, sweet. It's a big thing nowadays, but you did see some of these in that era too. So I don't know that I ever saw anybody with an Associated running one, but that was an actual Losi part, that wing. This car's clean. We'll do a nice little in-depth view of it. It's not perfect. It's been run, but it's got some sweet parts on it. Overall, clean build. The old Kinwald sheet. That sticker sheet's from that buggy. It's the same sticker sheet. But if you take the sheet and take every logo and stick it on white vinyl first, and then cut around it with an X-Acto, it really pops. You get a better white background than you would get. Like that's straight off the sheet. It's good, but that's a little trick that made it even nicer. You all know this YZ10 870C kit. I think that's what they call it. Sweet. I mean, I wanted one. There was these kits for sale in hobby shops. Those spike tires just look like business. This car's mint. This was a find on, I think, Old School RC or one of the Facebook formats. Like some guy was selling this. Had a pretty beat up, had been run because it had a kind of a beat up lower pan on it. That lower Lexan belly pan. But real clean car overall. I don't think it was run much, but definitely working on a body for that. I'm not sure what scheme to do, but that'll be cool. So many projects, right? Like, where do we start? Tekin speed controllers. I never a huge Tekin fan. These are both either mint or close to mint. There are speed controls in there. They came with different buys. I think, I don't even know. One may have come with the YZ10. I'm not sure. RC10, GT, so fun. Rip around the yard. Get yourself a starter box. You can pick these up. I think I bought this for $100 at the most. With the motor. Boom. Just throw some electronics in it. Run around the yard. Such a blast. So cool. We're getting down on this layer. Some kind of run stuff. This is some flip stuff. This thing's kind of beat. It's got electrics in it. I don't know. This was back, I think, before I got my Mint LXT. And I was still trying to put together, I was buying a bunch of LXTs, trying to get all the good parts I needed to build one clean one. And, I don't know. I found the good one, so I stopped. This is cool. This is our track started a VTA class, and I wanted to make a beater. So I made a beater. I painted it. It's painted from the inside, but I took Scotch-Brite and sanded down the body so it wouldn't be shiny, it'd be real dull looking. Put cherry bomb stickers, bud stickers. Those numbers are spray painted from the outside onto the body, so they look splattery, like somebody did it. The wheels are even weathered, and that's actual. It's not Bondo, but it's like modeling putty painted like an orange color, so it looks like Bondo. Super cool. Broken front windshield. Super cool. Come on, that's sweet. That was neat. Everybody loved that one. That was a hit on RC Tech for a while. This is pretty clean Matt Francis Triple XT. It's actually really clean. It's dusty. It used to be cleaned up a bit, and I have a painted body for that upstairs, but cool here, Pro SE. This is a runner. I ran it at a track local here when they were doing a vintage race. Bolted other tires to it, of course. And as I mentioned in a previous video, in there is a 75% built kit also. So I may get rid of this car, sell it off, and build up that car. Perfect. This was always neat. Kyosho Honda CRX. It's like a front-wheel drive platform. It's all compact. It's like roughly 12th scale. Pretty neat. A neighbor when I was growing up had one of these. I never saw it run, but he had one. It was cool. That, I think, came in a trade with the YZ10. Guy had a handful of things. We group dealed. Mostly current cars. So the 3.0 two-wheel. Pretty cool car. I ran that at Columbus with the 22.4 last year. Didn't do too well, but not the car's fault. What do we got? An extra body, the Junior 2, a couple other. This is JRXT. There's a bunch of bodies on top. JRXT under here. Again, kind of a thing where bought a bunch of cars to try and make one good one. Ended up with the one I have currently that is the best one I own. That's another LXT. That's my current runner. It is a 22T 1.0. I picked it up super cheap at the track. Just a base car, but fun car. Do the orange wheels. I should have done a vintage scheme like the JRXT scheme with those orange wheels and drilled little holes out at the edges. That would have been sick. Double X4. Gotta have a double X4 in your fleet. Many miles on that. Cool car. We ran them forever at our dirt track local around Ann Arbor area. It's pretty sweet. Alright, so this video is getting pretty long. It's over 20 minutes. We'll get into these bins soon, but these bins are full of parts of each era and each type of car I was building to collect. So from Gen 1, anything JRX2 is like anything LRM trans. There's parts to support all those vehicles. That associated bin's mostly gold tub stuff. All kinds of different electrics in that bin. A specific bin for weapon. I have tons of weapon parts. Triple X, double X, triple X4, triple XS. Pretty neat stuff. Yeah. Other projects, just general cars. An old F1 car, the JRX-S original front motor sedan, a couple weapons, another double X, rally weapon, unbuilt, lots of stuff. Oh yeah, Tamiya kits. That's this. Working on that golf scheme. Should be pretty sweet. Durango, picked that up pretty cheap. There's actually two cars there. There's one in the box and one there. Ran that for a while. Really sweet car. Very innovative. Looking forward to have a nice mint one on my shelf. Triple XS. My very first car ever. Not that one, but like that one. A Nico Ferrari Testarossa. Come on now. So cool. Mini Z stuff. A Maxim FF. Kyosho Maxim front wheel drive buggy. That was so cool looking in the magazines. When you're a kid looking through the Tower Hobbies, oh, the Maxim looked dialed. Just wanted one. So it's like a mess. Electronics wise, that's how I got it. It's just kind of a mess. But I'll clean it up. Ultima, of course. The first IFMAR two-wheel drive world champion, if I'm not mistaken. Under Joel Magic Johnson. Gotta have one of those in the collection. Kyosho. These wheels are just sitting there. Kyosho TF2 underneath there. Losi JRXS Type R, the rear motor car. Super sweet. I still run that. I still run it. It's so good. That car is so good. I'm telling you. The build-ups, needs more stickers, needs a wing, needs all kinds of stuff, but work in progress for just kind of a nice Gen 1 RC10T. Trying to make the magazine kind of look. Timu, let's go. And the other side of the room is jets and planes and air vehicles. Pretty neat. Pretty cool overall. So that's kind of a tour of the main room. Oh, a little Avante in the corner. Why not? It's a kit. We're working on that. Why not? That's in general the RC room. Got to have a TV on the wall, a couple workbenches, a bench for visitors to come and build cars and hang and do it up. Okay guys, thanks for coming along on the RC room tour. We will break down all of these vehicles in way more detail soon. Awesome. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks to the subscribers. Thanks for all the likes. Let's keep doing this.